I never thought my life would end up like this. One day, I had a house full of memories, a career I was proud of, and a family that I thought would always be there. The next, I was standing on a street corner with nothing but a single backpack, a crumpled jacket, and the heavy weight of a divorce I didn't see coming. My name is Michael, and at 37, I became homeless. It all started when my marriage fell apart. At first, I thought we could work through it, but after months of fights, silence, and courtroom hearings, it became clear that there was no way back. My ex-wife walked away with most of our assets, leaving me with a small savings account and a mountain of debt. I couldn't afford my apartment anymore, and within a month I was evicted. That night I realized I had no home, no support, and no plan. Sleeping in shelters was humiliating. Every night, I would lie awake, listening to strangers snore, cough, or argue over the tiniest things, and wonder if I had finally hit rock bottom. Days blurred into weeks. I scavenged for food, begged for spare change, and tried to keep a shred of dignity intact. I won't lie, it was terrifying. People I used to pass by on the streets now ignored me, or worse, looked at me with pity. My pride and ego were shattered, and loneliness became my constant companion. One rainy afternoon, I huddled under a small awning outside a closed cafe, shivering and exhausted. I was counting the few dollars I had left, when a man in a crisp suit approached me. He wasn't holding a cup of coffee or handing out flyers. He looked like he belonged in a boardroom, not standing next to a puddle of mud. "You Michael?" he asked. I blinked. Yeah. Who's asking?" His smile was warm, but there was urgency in his eyes. "Michael, you just inherited $47 million. I froze. The rain soaked through my jacket, my hands trembled, and for a moment, I thought I was hallucinating. I don't understand," I stammered. "There's been some mistake. I'm homeless." He handed me a piece of paper with legal details, a phone number, and instructions to contact a law firm immediately. It was real. My late uncle, whom I barely knew, had left me everything. Suddenly, the world felt surreal. In one instant, I went from being invisible to holding a fortune I never imagined. The money didn't erase the pain I had carried for months. It didn't erase the nights I cried alone in a park, the shame I felt walking past my old neighborhood, or the fear that I wasn't strong enough to rebuild my life. I had to learn how to trust again. Not money, not people, but myself. The first challenge was logistics. After years without a home, managing wealth felt foreign. I had to hire financial advisors, legal experts, and counselors. I didn't want to make foolish decisions, so I spent months learning how to protect and grow what I had inherited. The second challenge was emotional. People suddenly treated me differently. Old acquaintances resurfaced, hoping for a piece of my fortune. Some offered friendship, others offered manipulation. I learned to discern between genuine connection and opportunism. I also reconnected with my estranged family, realizing that money could heal some wounds, but could never replace trust and love. Slowly, I rebuilt my life, but I made sure to remember where I came from. I bought a small, modest home. Rather than the mansion my newfound wealth could have afforded, I started a foundation for homeless men and women, offering temporary shelter, food, and counseling. I hired staff who had once been in my shoes, giving them a second chance. Every time I walked past the corner where I had slept during the rain, I remembered that moment of despair and the stranger who had changed my life with a single question. That encounter taught me that life is unpredictable, fragile, and miraculous. Sometimes your world can collapse overnight, and sometimes salvation can come from the most unexpected places. Today, I'm not just rich in money. I'm rich in gratitude, empathy, and purpose. I understand what it feels like to hit rock bottom, and I now dedicate my life to lifting others who have fallen. I'm Michael, and my story is proof that even in your darkest moments, hope can find you in the most unimaginable ways. Life can change in a heartbeat. One day you may be walking through the rain with nothing, and the next, the universe might hand you everything. But the true wealth comes not from money. It comes from resilience, kindness, and the courage to keep moving forward, no matter how hopeless it seems.